wrap things up. Indeed, it will.
Yeah.
The estimated SOF is
IRP.
The warm-up comes to its conclusion.
Qualified
We'll take
fifth.
a look at the results of that warm-up. We just talked about the top 5 drivers. Well, it's not going to work for whatever reason.
All right, competition caution will come on lap 25.
25. Ooh.
Well, there it is.
Unlimited fast.
There it is.
Garrett Johnson confirms that I've got the Mattoon, Illinois pronunciation
Negative.
spot on. I appreciate that, Garrett.
No fast repairs tonight. Good luck.
So I'll keep saying it that way as we move forward.
Assuming,
So,
assuming
Come on,
cautions,
you
it
give
could
us fast repairs
happen.
on that big ass track last week.
with that, though, field beginning to grid here at
Waiting on the final
IRP. Let's take a
Yeah,
look
that was a major
at
foul
our
on my
starting
part.
grid on the pole position.
It
You
worked out
save
well,
fuel, it'd be real close to making it, though. Right?
That's what I'm saying.
51
Tonight would work
of
out
Kyle
well, too.
Turzak.
It-
Outside.
It could be close.
Charity
Tonight was
Motorsports
unreal.
number 15 of Garrett Johnston, last week's third-place finisher. Row
Battle
number
of
2,
attrition.
Brandon Mefford in the number 83, also a Charity Motorsports entry.
Guess it would help if I start my car.
In the Falcon Motorsports number 46. Row 3, it's Brian McCann and Neil Quick. Man, this is like a laundry list of names we all know from Iroc here in the top 6. 7 starter.
I already got run into.
This week. Timmy Schofield back again. at
Gently.
12, he'll start 8th. Todd Kleek rolls from the 9th position.
You say you're running into me?
No, I got
Goes to John
run into by the guy behind you.
in the 12th spot. 13th starter will be Matt Kopp.
Just leaving pit
14th,
road.
Steve Durbin.
Are you
Cole
damaged?
will start 15th. Doug White.
I don't think so.
16th. Dan Pinkston rolls 17th. 18th, Brandon Leclerc. 19th, Zachary Kleek. Larry Bruner, 20th. Rodney Uberbaker, 21st. Lance Riggins, 22nd. 23rd, Adam Benefield. And last but not least, it's the 4 of Nuke Quick starting 24th in shotgun on the field. Your starting grid from Lucas Oil Raceway at
I think
IRP.
last time we were here,
Field
we
on the
set
track
a,
right now,
record for
completing one
cautions,
of 2
so
pace laps
we'll
before
try to
we
stay away
take the
from
green
that
flag.
tonight. Kind of get spread out and get going.
And race details once again,
What was
150
the
laps
record?
the race
Ready?
distance.
Hey, Derek.
86-degree ambient temp, 24%
I think 19.
humidity,
All right, man.
clear skies,
Safe
5
car
mile
then.
per hour breeze, track
What?
temp about the same as the air.
Ain't nothing wrong with P5.
4 sets of tires over the wall,
I was sleeping.
fuel load to work
That
with,
was an
and
Arctic car.
no
These are trucks.
fast repairs. You wreck it, you fix it.
Green, green, green. Outside. Stay low, there's a car on the high side. All clear, all clear.
Funny how that works.
Turzak
Outside.
and Johnston off turn 4. We
All
wait for
clear, all
Barney
clear.
to wave the green flag. He does so, and we're underway in Indianapolis.
You're 4th place. All right, man. Caution is
Turzak
out.
slips up the
Caution is
racetrack
out.
through
Line
1
up
and 2,
single
slows the
file.
advance
Zero
of
to
Johnston.
close.
Mefford there took a look, but big time run off turn 2. Turzak with 2 truck lengths into 3.
It has already happened.
There's one.
Turzak's going to lead lap number 1.
Sorry, Chris,
and the
didn't mean to
caution's
cut
out
you off
already.
there.
We got trouble somewhere. Might have been Mike Cook. Hard to say. There's some
Oh, Daniel.
on the front stretch.
Pinkston, I'm glad we did it
Zachary
together, man.
Kleek, Dan Pinkston possibly in this. 22 of Pinkston. Let's take a look, see what
He
happened
left
here.
the server.
Yes.
Just a moment
Leader
ago.
gets lane
Road's now
choice.
open.
Oh, I can't see it. Oh,
Fuck, I guess I'm alone. He's a quitter.
Catch the 80.
2 trucks.
Yeah, if I didn't let it slide up.
One
in front
smacked
of
the
you,
wall
I was
real hard.
spinning out.
Number
I got a
22.
strategy question for
Which
you.
was
I might
Daniel.
want to mute for us.
Loose by themselves
Yeah,
in
leaders,
unison here.
Choose top or bottom with
Go for
2
it.
to go. So that way.
Synchronized
the
spinning
next man
off
knows.
turn number 4 here at IRP to start things off. A 9.1 for both drivers involved. Russian judge gives us an 8.
You can also elect a tail, Kyle.
So quickly, we're under our first caution. Again, we've talked about this a lot through various racetracks and early on in that run, especially in these trucks with the newer tire model, you can certainly run into issues
50-50
until the
shot,
tire
you choose
temperatures
well,
come
we
up,
get you
which
well.
in turn brings the air pressure in those tires up. On low pressure, the truck's a little squirrely, a little difficult to handle. So we saw Zachary Kleek and Dan Pinkston demonstrate there off turn 4 on lap 2. Again, want to thank Coles County Speedway for jumping on board, not only tonight, but for at least the next 10 races, counting tonight. Appreciate their participation. So that's going to get us all the way through this first segment of the season,
workers on this track.
as well as about a third of the way into the next segment. Don't have a graphic yet for
We're
you
waiting
on that.
Daniel
I'll
to go
post
to
it up here the next time
Care
we're
Center.
live when I've got it handy. But yeah, we got our IRP tonight:
Maybe chose to
Nashville,
walk.
Pocono, Charlotte, Atlanta, Martinsville, Texas. That's
I got you unmuted.
round out the end of October.
23
Bristol
cars. I don't know if that
Kentucky. That's gonna
24th
be
one started or
the
not.
car, or the B car.
May have. It may have been one that wrecked.
And then we close out the season.
Yeah, he's one that wrecked because they're both
Get
the
ready
same
to
lap
close.
Spring of
countdown.
2025 segment.
24
3,
cars started
Arizona,
this
Chicagoland,
race.
Sonoma, Iowa, Kansas.
We're going up on
The
numbers.
big track at Indy, Las Vegas, New Hampshire.
Good to
Gateway,
see.
and that'll be in the A car in the Cup Series. Now, I'm not sure if that's the Gen 6 Cup car or if it'll be the Gen 7. Either way, it's going to be a blast. Field working behind the iRacing pace car. Lights still on. Should get the one to go the next time.
So then Garrett can go to the inside line.
Hey, Michael. Thank you. Yeah, Garrett's going to go
All
inside
right, man,
line.
we're going green.
Yeah,
next
Garrett's
time
gonna go
by.
inside line.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Line up on the outside row now.
Leader on the outside.
Got to remind everybody that the stream chat is available and open. Garrett Johnston, of course, the first to jump into the Iroc side of the chat. I do have both chats up in front of me on the Iroc TV and HBR TV platforms, as we are multi-streaming tonight.
Get ready.
Feel free to check in, say
All right,
hello,
man.
who you cheering
Great
for,
car,
where
man.
you're watching from. Just keep it PG for the kids. So let's try it again.
Green flag,
Terzak's going to
green
take
flag.
top side here.
The leader just did a 47.37 inside. You're in third place. Stay high. All clear, all clear.
Pace car hits pit lane.
He walked that thing up in front of me. Woo!
Flag in the air, Terzak on the power.
That was your fastest lap of the
It's a
session.
good jump on Garrett Johnston, but Brian McCann's got different thoughts as well. He gets to the outside of Johnston out of turn 2. Johnston slams the door. Whiting got the 3 in the fence, just a hair, scraped some paint.
Nah, I didn't hit no fence.
That machine. Now through 3 and 4, it's Terzak, Johnson,
close.
McCann, Mefford, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a single file line, and Chris Mefford in 5th.
That was your fastest lap of the session.
Nah, not on lap 5, Derek. Come
Car
on.
in P2 just hit the fastest lap. 22.
As we do this broadcast, I can't help but think back to the old Thursday Night Thunder days on ESPN, ESPN2, where they'd run anything and everything here at IRP and various other racetracks. We saw guys like Jeff Gordon, Tony Stewart out here running sprint cars. Imagine a sprint car around this place. Insanity. I know I'm probably dating myself here, but I'm sure somebody out there remembers it. 10 laps in, Terzak still has it. Johnston has closed the gap, though, within just a couple of feet off the back bumper of that number 51 Chevrolet. Johnston in the Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. Johnston with another Chevrolet at his 6 o'clock in Brian McCann.
The leader just did a 22.1.
Top 2 unchanged here, 12 laps in at IRP. Tire pressure's up, tire temperature's up. So far, temper's not. It's a long ways to go for that to happen. Uh-oh, we lost everybody. And we're back. Woo, that's scary. That's scary. Don't want that to happen again. And ironically, it says I didn't lose any frames, so I really don't know what caused that. But anyway, we're back up and running. No harm, no foul. Brandon Mefford there running still in the 4th spot behind Brian McCann. On board with Brian, looking back at the rest of the field, this from the 3rd position. Remember, McCann started 5th and very quickly moved up a couple of positions. Brandon Mefford running his familiar number 83. Zoe's Blaze Child Advocacy sponsored machine. Chris Mefford in the number 46 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. And some Iroc veterans running here at the front of the field. Terzak, a relative newcomer to this series.
The leader just did a
Dominant the previous season in the late model stock, won just about everything. So I guess you can call him a veteran. He's got a championship under his belt. Garrett Johnston has been around for a little bit as well, but Brian McCann, both the Meffords, Neil Quick, Tim Schofield, those are the names that I remember when I was first introduced to Iroc years ago. Still going strong. Chris Wally, of course, same thing. Wally was on a throwback paint scheme with the S9R racewear color. Another familiar name, Josh Funkhauser, running in the 10th spot. There's more too, folks. These aren't the only ones, just the top 10 so far. Well, out front, Terzak starting to get some breathing room between himself and Garrett Johnston.
It's going to be hard to pass here.
Finish. Terzak in 1. See the gap from 1 to 2, back to the 15. Johnston, though, he's got company in Brian McCann. Oh, a little wiggle for Johnston on entry to turn 3. It's going to allow McCann to close the gap to within half a truck. Off turn 4. Let's see how he gets out of the corner here. Johnston a little better this time. Okay, though, McCann's really pushing the issue here. Last lap for McCann at 22.64. Johnson was at 22.62. Terzak at the race lead with clean air at 22.60. Very close times. That's not always something you want to see, at least as a race fan on a track like this where it's honestly pretty difficult to pass as it is. But you got 3 guys out in front that are within 0.02 of a second of each other every lap. It's going to take some creativity and maybe some aggression to make some passes here at IRP tonight.
The leader just did a 22.721.
Terzak enjoying the fact that these two are battling it out, just allowing him to get further out in front. Now a full second advantage for the race leader.
All right, man, caution is out. Caution is out. Line up single file. Pit road is closed.
Yeah, it's going to be real hard to pass. Whew.
And still right there, just can't quite get alongside. Drives it down to the bottom of the racetrack, though. Off turn 4, and the caution's back out.
You happen to get a look at your temps when you're on track, right after that caution bell?
Now, I don't see anything on the track per se.
They're big enough I'm taking them, Derek.
Our break.
Pit road is now open.
Didn't get a heads up on when it would be, but it would stand to reason this could be our break. Thought it would have been a little closer to halfway, but 25 laps, I guess we'll call it a comp caution. Nevertheless, our second yellow of the evening. It's going to bunch this field back up. Be curious to see if anybody opts to hit pit lane here.
3, 2, 1. Right here.
Question answered. Like everybody and their brother are going to come down and get pit service, whether it's fuel or fuel and tires. Again, 4 sets over the wall. They can be a little greedy with them tonight if they so choose. We'll see who opts to do so and who goes out and saves them.
Line up single file.
Better to watch than the race leader, Kyle Terzak, into his pit box. Right sides as a minimum. Terzak with a new sponsor this season, Dalton Schrum Photography on board.
Hey. Now we got a
Four
race.
tires and Sunoco Race Fuel. Terzak down and away, and imagine that. Look who stayed out. Nuke quick.
Damn it, Chris, I thought I beat you.
There's always somebody, and it tends to be a quick, whether it's the 4 or the 2. It's usually one of them trying to at least lead some laps. We'll see if Nuke stays out or if he comes down and just gets some pit service after getting that lap led. Still out on the racetrack, though. We'll see what he does. Again, big thanks to Coles County Speedway jumping on board here for 10 races at a minimum to start things off. Helping out the league with broadcasts and the like. And there it is. Nuke's going to come down and pit this time. Have to start from the back. But he got that lap led and some bonus points for it. What you got to do. Change things up here at the front of the field a little bit, though. Terzak will retake the race lead. Garrett Johnston will be second. McCann will be third. Brandon and Chris Mefford fourth and fifth. So, truthfully, not much has changed in the top 5 from how we ended the first 25 laps of this race.
All right, man, we're going green next time. Bye. All right, man, line up on the inside row.
Don't announce it, go do it.
So we'll cross the line and we'll be 1/5 race distance.
Could be Denny and just let it go.
Get
What he
ready.
meant to say is I already have to
Pace
squat.
car lights have been extinguished, so that sets us up for the restart. Terzak's going to take the top again. Really just seems like that's going to be the preferred lane. It is the long way around, of course, but it does have a little bit steeper banking. Again, a variable banking racetrack.
Green, green, green.
Progressive banking, as some would call it.
Did a 48.156.
Top side's banked a little bit higher, but it's longer around. Bottom is a little bit less banking, but it's a shorter distance, so it kind of evens out. This car is in. Barney with the green back in his hand in the restart zone, and we're back underway. Great pictures here at IRP, courtesy of Whiplash SimCams. If you're looking for a camera pack for your broadcast platform, check those
We're good, Derek.
out. Facebook, Twitter, even on Discord. They're everywhere. Touch base with Andrew, Whiplash SimCams. Chances are he's already got a pack ready to go for you, and he's constantly updating. Does great work. He's got some real-world experience as well, setting up and even being behind the camera at real-world racetracks, so he knows what's going on. Lap 35 on the board. Terzak's led them all to this point. Brandon Mefford now finds himself up into the second
I'm
spot.
liking what I'm seeing.
Johnston back to third. McCann fourth. Neil Quick fifth. Brandon Mefford moving through the field. Chris Mefford has fallen down one position in P6. Brandon's pushing hard here. He's trying for the race lead. Terzak scrapes the wall off turn 4 just a little bit. Sparks flies, keeps it out in front. Mefford unable to capitalize from that rare mistake off the 51. Mefford burped the throttle just a bit in the middle of 1 and 2. It allows Terzak to get some more distance on the 83, but man, Brandon drives it in deep into turn 3. Top 3 in the frame, Terzak, Mefford, and Johnston. Mefford is quick though. Last lap for Mefford. 22:41, a hundredth quicker than the race leader. Ryan McCann starting to catch this trio, and Mefford goes to the inside. Got along inside the left rear quarter of the 51, unable to stay there, has to follow back in behind, single file. And Mefford's right there, though. He seems to have the pace. Just about everybody took tires on this pit stop, except for it looks like Mike Cook. Might have been fuel only. I'm not sure. Maybe that was an additional stop. It does show that he's made 2 pit stops tonight, so that could be the case. Maybe got those tires a little early.
The leader just did a 22.525.
Terzak holds the top spot, but not by a wide margin. Brandon Mefford still a 10 and a half off the tailgate of the 51. Turns 3 and 4 yet again. Still pressuring Kyle Terzak off turn number 4. Can't do anything with him just yet. Last time by, though, Terzak faster by about a half tenth. Top 4 drivers starting to stretch it out from the rest of the field. Terzak, Mefford, Johnston, McCann. Chris Mefford, the leader of the pack in behind this top 4. Oh, Mefford gets the wall off at turn 4 just slightly. Lost the nose a bit on corner exit. It's going to open the door a little for Johnston. Johnston gets to the back bumper. Doesn't have the drive off out of 2, does the 83. Yeah, we are still relatively early here at IRP, just approaching the 1/3 mark of this race. Terzak's obviously fast, but really so are the 3 contenders that are in behind. Brandon Mefford, Garrett Johnston, Ryan McCann, all drivers up in that top 4. Even the top 5 certainly capable of parking their truck in victory lane. Meanwhile, we're watching a battle here for the 6th position between Dale Quick and Tim Schofield. Schofield in the 12 on the bottom of the racetrack. Schofield gets by. I got to think that Neil's likely just taking care of his tires here for a long run. Meanwhile, Casey Bentz shows the 36 on the door. It's actually the 27 in the timing and scoring. So in case that looks confusing, he's not a lap down truck. 36 should actually be the 27, some form or fashion, so that it would match, but Get a new entry this week. We'll get that squared away, I believe,
7, 8,
by the
9.
next race. He gets by Neil quick as well. Casey Bentz back to the 7th position where he started tonight's race. So we got trouble. The 45 around. Todd Kleek. Caution does not come out. Kleek loses it off turn number 2. Don't know if he had any help. Let's take a look and see. Just a moment ago, got an exit at turn 4. Chris Wally's up the racetrack. He gets into the fence. Kleek goes down the bottom of the racetrack. Maybe a little uncomfortable with the 75s, just recent off-track excursion, but no, he just comes back up the racetrack. Maybe thought that Wally had slowed considerably. He did not. Tough break for Kleek, though. He's going to get that inside wall. So Kleek's going to have some damage to worry about for sure. Don't know if he stayed out. Yes, he did. Last lap, a 23:48. Lightning quick, but I think it's enough to kind of tough it out.
They racing
to fix that thing, or maybe get a caution.
They got the best seat in the house.
Well, back out front, top 4 remain. Zach Mefford, Johnston, McCann, and they're all right in the line.
I'm sensing there's fuel saving going on up there.
Just can open the door.
Negative.
It just looks like Mefford and I are catching up to you guys a little bit.
Well, they burning tires off up here. You probably are.
I know Neil burned his off pretty fast trying to get around Chris.
Off the tailgate of the 51 through 3 and 4.
They up here racing like it's the last lap.
Leader again the last time. This time by, does it remain the same? No, this time Turzak about 300ths faster than the 83.
Chris did just enough to hold Neil off.
Without burning off the tires.
And he's gaining now.
Just right now, but you break that down as to who's pushing harder.
Yeah, Chris is catching us fast.
Mefford once again trying to get to the inside of the 51.
The leader just did a 20.
Down there again. He may need to rough up Turzak to make any forward progress here. Mefford is certainly fast on these short tracks. He's got the talent. He's got a lot of experience behind the wheel of these trucks. Not real sure how much seat time Turzak has in a truck. We know he's lights out at a late model stock. He's been presentable.
Kyle racing hard too.
Ooh, open.
Everybody is.
From effort. I think Brandon's going to try to get to the outside. If he can get to the outside of the 51, I think that might be his.
Mefford's going to catch me and blow our doors off.
Pass.
So
and I can't get around him.
Oh, you just...
No, I just can't pass him.
We look through the field here. Adam Benefield in a battle with Rodney Uberbaker. Adam, our biggest mover on the field so far.
I wonder how much Chris is using getting up there.
Got one outside. Stay low. Stay low.
I'm starting to burn mine up too a little bit.
Low.
A little wiggle from the 9.
Still there. Stay low, there's a car on the high side.
Now back up front here on board with Kyle Turzak, looking back at Brandon Mefford. Meanwhile, battle for third. McCann gets to the inside of Garrett Johnston. Does he have enough to complete that pass?
Stay low. You're clear high. Clear high.
McCann has the advantage down the backstretch into 3. How deep does Garrett drive it? Real deep is the answer. Way up the racetrack. Taking advantage of that extra banking, but McCann tries to slide job it off of 4. Still not quite enough room to close it.
The leader just did a 23.1.
And there it is. McCann off turn number 2. Finally cleared Johnston. And interestingly enough, impressive enough, they didn't really lose any ground to the top 2 and try and do that.
You got one inside. Clear low, clear low.
Ooh, I think Todd Kleek might have had an issue. We had again.
All right, Larry.
No, we already covered that one. League still running in the lead lap, it appears.
Clear high, clear high.
Yes, it is. Leaders in some lap traffic, though. It's Zach Pleak on the inside. McCann goes to the inside. Brandon Mefford. Mefford didn't see him coming. Maybe he did and tried to shut the door. May have been a little bit of contact between the 83 and the 3.
Got one outside. Stay low. There's a car on the high side.
Lap time still falling off the best of the days. Kyle Turzak at 22:04. He's a full second slower than that pace right now.
The next car is the leader.
Meanwhile, we watch this battle for second.
Still there.
Dan may have been saving his stuff there for that run because he quickly made work of Garrett Johnston, and now he's alongside Brandon Mefford. Of course, the closer to the front you get, the harder the passes become.
All clear.
McCann working his way, gets on the throttle, has to lift, back to throttle again. Mefford just inches off the outside wall. McCann keeps it to the inside. Mefford in the 3, trading paint through 3 and 4. Sparks fly, and McCann still not able to get clear. And there he is into turn 1. Johnston tried to cheat a little and get back to the inside. Maybe take that third spot from Mefford, but now it belongs, the second position that is, to Brian McCann.
Thank you, Derek.
Meanwhile, Chris Mefford closing in. Now here comes Tim Schofield.
The leader just did a 23.081.
So the difference from first, second, third, fourth, back to the rest of the field, that gap increasing almost a full straightaway at this point. But there's your top 5 all in the frame. Now off turn number 4. Turzak, McCann, Mefford, Johnston, and Chris Mefford, the top 5. 67 laps in the books here at IRP. Turzak leads. Still watching the 9 of Adam Benefield. Closing in on Matt Kopp. That'd be another position if he can get it. That would make him +9 on the day so far.
Outside. Stay low, there's a car on the high side. All clear, all clear.
And putting distance on Mefford now. This all through the lap traffic. This is going to break up that 5-truck grab, so to speak. Turzak enjoying about a 7/10 advantage over the 3. But in some pretty steep traffic here as he reels in the 11 of Cole Owens.
Outside.
Owens up the track.
Still there?
See, if McCann was close enough here, he could almost try to use that to his advantage. When Turzak goes to the bottom to try and pass a lap truck, yes, it's a slower truck, but it also puts the 51 on the low side of the racetrack where he just doesn't want to be. If McCann's close enough to strike, I'm curious to see how Turzak would handle getting around those lap trucks. Well, McCann now is going to pass the 11 of Owens as well.
The leader just did a 23.05.
Brandon Mefford hanging on that third spot ahead of Garrett Johnston, also working his way through some lap traffic. Meanwhile, Owens in the fence off turn 4. Johnston cuts back in front of the 11 to set up his entry to 1. Chris Mefford has to take a shallow entry to get around the lap truck. 3rd, 4th, and 5th here in the frame, plus the lap truck of Cole Owens. Johnston applying pressure here. He wants that spot. Garrett was third last week at race M. Like to equal or even improve that before this one's over. Johnston alongside. This the battle for the third spot. Chris Mefford sneaking into the bottom of the racetrack, though. We're going to go 3 wide here off 4. Somebody's going to have to give. Johnston does. He lifts off turn 4, gets back in behind Brandon Mefford. Chris Mefford is now in striking distance, a truck length off the back bumper of Garrett Johnston.
All right, man. Halfway this time by.
Kind of what we were seeing earlier, I think, with Brandon Mefford trying to pass Terzak. He had a little bit more pace than Terzak, but now I think Garrett Johnston's the one with a little bit more pace, but still nowhere to go with it. Meanwhile, back out front, we got a battle for the race lead. Terzak's got it still. He's led everyone so far. He's clinched the most lead because we're past halfway. But the battle is on for the top spot. Ryan McCann running second.
All clear, all clear.
Trying to take it away from Terzak. We got a truck in the wall just ahead of the leaders. It's the Ford New Quick, just a little gentle brush from the 45 up fleet past the turn hard left out of the way of the race leaders. So we're back in one.
The leader just did a 23.193.
Roughly 50 laps past our first set of pit stops that happened under the yellow flag. Ryan McCann losing a lot of ground last couple of corners. Not sure if he had an issue there.
Hey, Susan, thanks for the follow.
Of New Quick or Todd Pleak, or maybe both. Hard to say.
Hey.
Effort hanging on that third spot still. Garrett Johnston just cannot answer that.
Doing all right? How are you?
See what happens here as they close in on some more lap trucks. Again, New Quick.
Oh, man, we got a big pack in front of us.
And Todd Pleak. Well, Co Owens is going to hit pit lane. Curious if this will be the start of our first set of green flag stops. Yeah, and Pleak's holding up these two, not intentionally. I mean, it's short track.
Got one outside.
Not a lot of places
all
to go.
Clear, all clear.
There it is again, still 3rd, 4th, and 5th on the racetrack. The 83, the
I'm seeing that there.
46. Mefford, Johnston, Mefford.
Outside.
Sounds like the law office is
Stay low.
Mefford, Johnston, and Mefford.
You're clear high, clear high.
If you guys could race a little harder up there, that'd be great.
A New Quick down into turn number 1. Johnston almost seemed a little thrown off by that entry down into turn 1, and I think Mefford kind of made his decision last minute as well, but it really opens up some space between the 83 and the 15. Johnston, however, really closes it back down in 3 and 4, so I've got to think that Brandon might be backing up his entry. Garrett is still driving it in deep.
Did a 23.2.
Terzak still with the lead. 3.5 tenths the advantage over Brian McCann. Now Zach Pleak going down. Johnston gets clear. Chris Mefford almost clear. Long stretch of green flag run. 5 laps in.
Got one outside.
Another check on Adam Benefield back in the number 9
Stay
machine.
Go
Still
low.
runs 15th,
all clear, all
but
clear.
+8.
Got one outside.
Yeah, he's
All
right
man,
there on the back
caution is
bumper of
out,
Matt
caution is
Top.
out. Line up single file.
Possibility
Your
of
road
2
is
more
closed.
positions if you get around both of those guys. He wants to do it quickly here because you see the 51 is closing and closing fast.
Don't matter now.
Benefield does not want to go down a lap here, and he's going to get in the back of Cobb. It's going to spin him out in front of the race leaders. Caution comes out That was a close call for the 51 of Kyle Terzak. Benefield did not want to go down a lap there, and he was being held up by Matt Kopp. Well, he showed his displeasure.
Pit boxing 10.
Sent him around. Now, Garrett Johnston made it to pit road. I don't know if he got down there before the flag came out. We will find out if he gets a penalty or otherwise, but if he got in here in just enough time, he might have gotten a free pit stop out of this. Drops the jack down, he goes. He might be okay. Meanwhile, Kyle Turner.
Oh, that tire had plenty left.
As well as the race leaders. Ryan McCann, Brandon Mefford, Chris Mefford, Tim Squee.
We were for sure making it on tire.
Line up single file.
Now, after this long, definitely going to see these drivers bolt on 4 fresh tires. I don't think you'll see any kind of gamble on 2 or none until later on that final stop. There's track position to be gained. We'll find out.
98,
McCann looks like 4
Well, that took the guesswork out of it.
Garrett Johnston, though, he's going to inherit the race lead. It appears that that is the case. Got away with one. Again, it's not cheating. As long as you make the commitment line and you're in pit lane before the yellow flag comes out, you can stop in your pit box and complete your pit work.
Why am I
Eric got in front of us.
I thought you beat me out the pit.
It's almost impossible to plan that, especially at a short track. In a road course, it's a little easier. Usually,
I'll change it up a little bit.
you spin off the track, and then guys will start making decisions like, should we pit now? Should we wait? Are they going to throw a yellow? Are they going to not? If it's close, you'd usually see a lot of guys peel off and hit pit road for their service at that point. If it's close to needing it, and if it's close to throwing a yellow for it, you might as well try it, because when the yellow comes out, if you're able to complete that before the rest of the field gets to the pit lane before it closes, you can kind of snooker everybody. It seems that Garrett Johnston has done just that. And he looks like a genius, but it's just dumb luck. Nothing personal, Garrett. I'm sure you're a very smart fella. So 90 laps in the books here at IRP, working car.
Oh, a little type chat there.
Let's go back and get a look at it. It's just a moment ago.
Yeah, let's see what happened.
Field was chasing the 50 of Matt Kopp, and he had the race leader of Kyle Terzak reeling him in quickly.
We're going green next time by. All right, man. Line up on the inside.
Hit him center turn.
And just gets to the back bumper.
Yeah. Hit him center turn.
Evasive action taken by Terzak. Good job picking a lane.
Get ready.
We'll watch it from Terzak's point of view here at full speed.
All right, man. The pace car is in.
Again, on board with the 51 of Terzak just a moment ago. Oh, there he goes. That really took a lot of awareness, because the gut instinct there is to take that hard right to go around, but he still had another truck to his outside he was worried about. Managed to get through there without contact.
Still there.
Johnston's the lucky dog here, and he's going to take the race lead out of that.
Pit road is closed. Past the 80.
And I don't mean the literal.
Oh, I got Brandon.
I mean the figurative one. See what he does with it.
We were
As everybody else,
rubbing paint the entire turn.
Jump into turn 1. Terzak though to the bottom.
Now he's going to be doing the same thing to me.
Quick. And the caution's back out.
Good job, bud. Tell me what you got quickly.
83 past the.
Multiple drivers here. Steve Durbin, 42 Machine, 44 Larry Bruner.
Get on back there. That was a legitimate pass.
Bonnie Uberbaker was in it. Todd Cleek, Matt Kopp. Let's look at this, see what happened. On the restart. Okay, so Cleek gets into the 44, which gets him crossed up. The 42 might have been clear, but then he gets clipped by the 17. The 77 comes in, and we got a 5-car pileup in turn 1. Nothing huge as far as impacts are concerned, but a little bit of damage to just about everybody in that one.
Car 9. Got the
Who's that on the yellow?
on the outside.
45.
So from the restart, Johnston was able to maintain the race lead, albeit by just a few feet over Kyle Turzak.
Let the 9 car by. He had
But he'll get lane choice again on the restart, which I think he'll take the top side once again. Turzak timed it very well
Does that dude have a mic
on
anymore?
Johnston.
He is so quiet.
Pay closer attention here on the next restart. I'm curious to see when Johnston fires. In fact, let's go back and look if we can.
Man, they talking crap in here.
Took off on the last restart.
Easy now.
Listen, we
He
didn't
waited till the end of the restart zone.
have this whole hot dog stand debate for no reason. Between the Meffords and the McCanns, you never know what could happen.
Oh, God.
You see how we got called guilty by association, Brian? We had nothing to do with the hot dog gate.
Well, Kevin's not racing with us, so it could explain where he might
So
be.
I think ultimately that might have been the reason why Turzak
Sounds like Wally's trying to stir the pot over here.
with the 15. Once you get past that restart zone, that blue painted area, it says Geico on the inside of the racetrack. You guys can fire. They can just go. At that point, the starter effectively will start the race. The restart would be on them at that point, on the flag.
Wally's in 7th. Tim's in 6th.
Once you get to this line, they're going to approach right here. Technically, if you're the race leader, again, you control the restart. You can fire right there. Personally,
Cheater.
it's hard to guess it, but that's where I'd fire off this next restart if I'm Garrett Johnson. You got to go as soon as you get to the box. Because then Turzak has to react.
On that arrow.
51 car by. He had the
Now, the closer you get to the end of the box, it's less about reaction and more about well, I guess he's probably going to go right now, so I should probably do it too.
All right, man, we're going green next time.
Problem is, if you go a little bit too soon, anticipating Johnston to go as soon as he gets to the box, if Johnston doesn't go, then you're forced to check up, because then you're going to beat the leader to the line. That's a no-no. There it is. Pace car lights go out. Folks, we are late for a side-by-side break, so we're going to get that out of the way as soon as we get this restart going.
What?
It's the only.
Why are they calling me out for being in 3rd?
As far as the side-by-side goes, so we get a brash of more cautions. We won't take any other breaks, but
the leader just
at least that's the plan. Everyone's got one until you get punched in the face. Pace car's in. Johnston going to restart from the top side. Inside line trying to get caught back up and bunched back up. They do a good job of it coming out of 4. Green flag. And Johnston does fire a little sooner this time. A little more of an advantage into 1. We'll see if Turzak's got anything for him. Drives it way deep into turns 1 and 2. Johnston's going to carry some momentum out of the corner, but Turzak's loose on exit, slides up the track, makes contact with Johnston, still side by side into turn 3. Back to the line, the battle for the race lead. Turzak and Johnston. Johnston on the outside, still able to hang tough with the 51 of Turzak. But Turzak, is he going to slide job it? No. He was clear for a moment. He probably could have, but they're still side by side. Down the back straightaway yet again.
Brian's still in 3rd.
Johnston barrels it into turns 3 and 4, but slides up the racetrack, loses a spot, real loose on exit, saves the car, but Turzak retakes the race lead. And there it is, the caution's out again. Trouble here on the front stretch, it looks. Happened for somebody.
Ain't nothing wrong with 3rd.
Trying to get a look. I don't know. It doesn't show me who was involved in this one. Usually it will give me an indication. We just have some slow movers on the front stretch.
Better than 5th. That's where he's at, right? They're really trying to get me going.
Ah, there it is. Jimmy Schofield.
Were you in there, Tim?
I was.
He gets a big piece of the 12.
Tight racing. Yeah,
Wow, you were facing the wrong way.
Car 85. Got the lucky dog.
Well,
I don't know if it was
outside.
end of line worthy, but
We'll be back right after this. Stay with us.
definitely got into the side of Wally
When
coming out of
doing
4, I think.
for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team
Right
as
up them.
upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine
Outside, inside, what does it matter?
People, you need somebody that cares about you, and that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this one is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Can the middle nine, can the second line back not pick the lane too? Oh man.
Pit road is closed.
Oh, that is hilarious. I did a restart on the outside that last time.
Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management.
I just had it on in my mind that I was restarting behind Kyle, and then he picked the outside lane, and I didn't.
Shipments,
All right, man,
auto
we're going
transport
green next time
shipments,
I didn't think again about it.
in-house brokerage, drop lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics LLC, proud sponsor of the Iroc series, Kyle Steffens UMP modified in Silver Crown driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws late.
Chris didn't say anything.
Visit us
So.
at Spartan-Logistics.
Oops.
All right, man. The pace car is in.
Can I get a black cleared? Thank you.
Green flag, green flag. The leader just did a 48.307. You got one inside. Say hi. All clear, all clear.
Black came back up, said I passed the paper.
Back at IRB, green flag in the air. Terzak on the jump. Pulls a car length and a half, truck length and a half into turn number one. Johnston pressure to the outside. It's Chris Mefford battling for the second spot. Still side by side down the backstretch. Terzak's just loving this because he can just drive away as those two battle it out. Johnston and Mefford, Chris that is, to the outside, back to start finish. Still side by side. They continue to fight this fight. Meanwhile, Brian McCann running in fourth, waiting for a mistake out of one or both of these drivers, and they make some contact off turn number two. Slides Johnston up the racetrack. No contact with the wall, but it actually switches things up. It gives Johnston a preferred line. He wants the outside. Now back single file, second, third, fourth.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out. Line up single file. Pit road is closed.
Terzak enjoying a healthy lead here, about a half second now to Garrett Johnston. Remember, Garrett was the third place finisher last week as Chris Wally's around off turn two.
Pit road is now open.
Yellow comes out yet again. Wally not having the night that he had hoped for. strong last week, but just been in trouble here a couple times this evening. Again, off the nose of the 12. These two have had to dust up twice now.
Pit box in 5, 3, 2.
Just a simple spin puts
1.
the 75 to the
Right
bottom
here.
of the racetrack, but enough to throw the yellow flag. Interestingly enough, some drivers hitting pit lane here.
That's it, go.
Ryan McCann, Tim Schofield, Adam
Be
Benefield,
mindful, you only have 1 set of tires remaining.
Uber Baker,
Line up
New
single
Quick, Chris
file.
Wally, of
Head to
course,
the
involved, but
45 car.
I think these guys might know that they're in a position, hey, I can go to the end here on fuel. I'm going to take a set of tires. This might be an opportunity for McCann and others. Pick up some more positions. In Brian's case, possibly the race lead. And Brian, the race winner last week out at Auto Club.
I don't think I was going to do too much where I was at. It's basically follow the leader. It's hard as hell to pass. So we got some freshies.
Yeah, I don't know if that was my fault or not, but Wally got a little loose or something and slowed way up, and we were bumper to bumper. I'll see if he gives it to me.
I know I've mentioned it a lot tonight, but thanks again to Coles County Speedway jumping on board the Iroc Challenge Series for at least the next 9 races after tonight. They'll put us a third of the way into the second segment of this season.
I feel like maybe it was a twofer there. I got him the first time.
Past the 45.
2 racing incidents we both got tangled in.
Mattoon, Illinois,
Past the 77,
8-mile dirt
past
track,
the-
oldest micro sprint track in the country. So this is going to cycle some guys around here as far as running order is concerned. Terzak's still going to be out front. Garrett Johnston second. Chris Mefford third. Brandon Mefford fourth. Neil Quick runs fifth.
Now I got him lurking behind me, ready to pay me back.
Doug Wysocki
Just don't hit me.
eighth. Bent's ninth.
Oh, I'm gonna have to get away from Wally.
And with new tires, he'll be restarting in the 11th spot.
I'm going.
And
All right, man, we're going
looks
green next time.
I'm gonna try
All right,
to
man,
go
line
too.
up on the inside row.
That inside line's going to be ripping.
freshest set of tires. Mike Cook made a pit stop at 103 for tires. Haven't run a lot of green.
How many green flag laps did we have on that set?
McCann with a slight
More than
advantage
15, I think.
as far as tires are concerned. But the top 9 drivers made their last
ready.
pit stop about lap 87.
All right, man. The pace car is in.
Pace car lights are out. Let's work out of turn number 2 here. Next time across our finish, we'll be racing yet again. It'll be lap 115 as they take the green flag.
Green, green, green. The leader just did a 40.
Pace car makes the quick left into 3 down the pit
Got
lane.
the bottom 3 wide. Got 1 outside. You're 2 wide there. Got the bottom 3 wide. Outside. You're 2 wide there. Still there? Hold your line.
Zach backing up. Brandon Mefford just a bit. Chris
Still there?
Mefford just
Hold
kind
your
of
line.
trying to jump things
All right, man.
a bit.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
Green
Line
flag.
up
And
single
there it is.
file.
Green flag
Zero
back in the air.
close.
Terzak with another great jump. Quick on the throttle. Not afraid to
Did you get that one?
hammer that gas. Johnston
Definitely got that.
Brandon Mefford
Ooh.
I got black flag required repairs.
right there. Gets him into the fence. Sparks fly off the 83.
Yeah, I don't know what happened in front of me. It looked like maybe a right hook again in
Caution's out again.
front. Stopped
It was
everybody.
it was on the straightaway. I couldn't see it. It was like 3 cars in front of me.
Yeah. That cooked me.
Cook and others. 21 of Leclerc.
Now I get to watch Hawk Tua go down the pit road.
Look. Oh, they stacked up on the backstretch. Let's go a little further back here. I think it may have started in front of this line.
How many
We're gonna
spots
be
you gain?
What we starting about 12th? I'm 8th now.
Doug Wysocki. Looks like he gets a right hook, whether it's intentional or otherwise. Try to get a right camera here. There we go. So the 34, the black and green.
Optional's done, but I got 4.5 minutes of optional.
He's going to have more of a run. He's trying to fill that gap and just clips the right rear of the 34, smacks the right front of Wysocki's truck in the fence.
I'm just going to have to stay on the lead lap and see how it goes.
Stacks up in behind.
Yeah.
Multiple trucks, and of course Chris Wally gets caught in this one again as well. This is his third or fourth incident he's been stuck in.
Ooh. This thing drives way different.
12.
You missing a tie rod?
I don't think they took each other out there, but
And the wheel's facing the wrong way.
Yeah, you bent something.
well, you've heard it a million times. Cautions breed cautions, and unfortunately, I think that's what we're dealing with right now. Everybody's packed up nice and tight.
We get a little run here. I think I'm going to be good on these tires.
We're also getting close to the end of this thing, so drivers are really starting to push the issue. Not willing to give an inch of space.
Pit road is closed. Past the 9, past the...
Laps winding down here at IRP. Just keep in mind, folks, we do have both chats open to all the viewers out there. HBR TV and Iroc TV, both platforms on YouTube live right now. Feel free to check in.
Oh, you're within striking distance anyway.
Oh, yeah.
For where you're watching from.
On that fourth row.
All right, man, we're going green next time by. All right, man, line up on the outside row now.
All we got to do is a little sending.
Grip it and rip it.
Just got to figure out how to get to that bottom side.
Get ready.
I don't even know what my car's going to do going into the first corner.
The pace car's in.
I know what mine is.
Try to get the green the next time by. It'll be 30 laps to go if they take the green flag.
Doug might give me a hole here.
Green flag, green flag. Good job, man. You're in the top 10. The leader just did a 48.381.
This car hits pit road.
It's got extra low brake bias, that's for sure.
Waiting on Terzak to fire.
Right, caution is out. Caution is out. Line up single file.
As soon as he's in the box, he goes.
I just got a little heat in the tire.
It is so wonky. I don't even know if I got bumped into the wall or if that car just threw me into it.
He gets clear into turn 3, drives it deep, pulls within half a car length, and the caution's back out.
No, I didn't. Yeah, sorry about that. I was trying to catch up, so I didn't
Mike
get you
Cook involved in this one. Let's take a look.
I was just hoping I gave you enough room. I had Adam on the outside of me.
Cook loose off turn number 2. Don't know if he had any help. We'll back it up and take a look.
I threw myself all up there.
I'm trying to go 3 wide. Just gets it down below that yellow line just enough. Truck rotates far more than he bargained for, and round he goes.
Me to let you pass me,
Minimal incident, but enough to throw the yellow.
I probably shouldn't even be driving this.
So meet the caution of the night. Lap 1.
Were you 3 wide?
No, not that I know of.
Oh. Whoever was 3 wide there is what caused the caution.
Oh, I know I didn't cause it, but I definitely got into the wall, and it felt like I got hit into it. That's how my truck is driving right now.
Oh, I got you.
Hit the throttle, and it kind of threw me right. Hit the brake, and it wants to spin out.
Yeah, easy there.
Race leaders have yet to come down and make that final pit stop. McCann,
we still
with fresh tires, and really hasn't had an opportunity to really get them too hot or rip them up too bad. But if we keep throwing cautions like this, I don't know if Terzak, Neffert, Johnston, and the like are going to have to pit. They might end up being able to stretch the fuel to the end.
What's RPM supposed to be?
2,000, I think, but I'll check.
I'm at 1180.
Looks like
no, it's 1180.
And Chris Befford, then Johnston and Brandon Befford.
So you're good.
2.
I just
three
got some really awesome handling.
I just needed to go green.
Oh yeah, you're set up nicely.
New tires.
Expect it to be 1 to go the next time. 25 laps remain. 24 to go on the restart of the league.
I'll do it from the bottom. Just show off a little
They
bit.
throw it all out the window and we go another lap.
All right, man, we're going green next time by. All right, man, line up on the inside row.
Mike Cook, Chris Wally, and Nuke Quick leaving pit lane.
Get ready.
There we go. 25 to go, so next time by, green flag, 24 laps to go.
Y'all just keep your pace. If it gives you a black flag, I'll click.
Green, green, green. The leader just did a 48.07. Got one outside. Got the bottom 3
Race
wide.
car is in. Field starting to form up.
Hold your
Johnston
line.
hanging back a bit. Gotta get him tightened up on the 46.
Hold your line. Outside. You're too wide there. Stay low. Got the bottom 3 wide. Outside. You're too wide
You
there.
saw what we talked about.
Still there.
46 of effort. Tried
All
to time
clear,
it
all
and
clear.
go at the same time as Turzak as soon as they got to the box, but he had to
Outside.
lift because Turzak didn't bite.
You're clear high.
Off
Clear
turn
high.
2, Turzak with the lead. The Meffords battle for second. Chris and Brandon. Brandon on the outside. Chris
Outside.
down low in the 46.
You're
Slides
clear
up the
high,
racetrack.
clear
They make
high.
contact
Outside.
in the middle of 3 and 4. Johnston's
low.
watching this. Mefford really loose. Brandon, that is. He's going to lose the 3rd spot
Stay
to
low.
Garrett
3
Johnston.
wide, you're in the middle.
Chris Mefford, Johnston
Hold your
2nd
line.
and 3rd.
Get
Now the
one
battle
outside.
for 4th.
Too
Brandon
wide there.
Mefford under
Got
fire
the
from
bottom
Neil
3 wide.
Quick.
Both
Here
slow
comes
down
Brian
low.
McCann
Get
with
one
his fresh
outside.
tires.
Too
Finally
wide
getting an
there.
opportunity
Get one
to use them.
outside.
To the inside of the
clear
2
high,
into
clear
turn
high.
3, not
Get one
enough.
outside.
Funkhauser now, he's going to battle the outside of
Stay low.
McCann for the spot as
All
well.
clear, all clear.
Funkhauser, however,
All right,
made
man,
his pit
caution
stop
is
at
out.
lap
Caution
87.
is
Now
out.
we're 3
Line up
wide
middle
into turn number
Your
1.
road is closed.
Oh, Neely.
Let the 8
Indeed
car by.
crosses up the racetrack, a crossover from McCann to take the position back from Quick. Contact Quick and Funkhauser.
Ooh, I had to drive a little bit there. Phew.
Battle on the racetrack. Really loose into turn 3.
I have no idea how I'm hanging on to this thing.
22 to go. The caution.
I needed to go longer green than that.
I guess if I could pull the wheel off and rotate it, fix the offset, it'd probably help a little bit.
Hellacious battle between
Just imagine it straight.
I have to. I have to turn it cattywampus and just pray.
Let's see if we can get a straight angle.
Yeah, Neil was driving
Exactly how it really started.
Funkhauser behind me, he's driving it too. We were all 3 fighting for that same spot.
7. Got the lucky dog. Let him by on the outside.
Okay, so Funkhauser looks like he gets the outside wall on exit at 2 and a little bit of the backstretch. Lifts, tries to turn in. And before they even make contact, looks like Quick's loose on entry. Really drove it in deep. And Neil was doing a great job of trying to hang on to it for a little while, but unfortunately gets a piece of the wall. I think he collected anybody else in.
Well, enough cautions. Maybe I'll
significantly
salvage something out of this.
How much time you down to now?
Neil's going to come.
Oh, you're not repairing it?
I don't know if he's just going to call
No.
the race.
Oh, wow.
I don't want to lose the track position that I'm
Oh, yeah, I see you're 8th.
hanging on just enough.
Yeah, just keep doing that. Because you've pit, you're going to drop back to 16th.
Exactly.
bolt on some tires here.
My engine isn't damaged, it's just trying to manage the suspension.
And we got that S4 guy, Zach Millett, in the HBR TV chat. Says, hell of a job by Neil staying off the 81.
Which is tricky.
It was a great job in doing so, but I think, unfortunately, he may have sacrificed himself. And then I think if he got into the 81, yeah, it would have put the 81 in the fence. But I think both drivers would have been able to drive away from that without the yellow coming out. It's hard to say. I mean, you don't want to wreck a guy, but...
Neil's truck looks
to go. Terzak
like it's doing okay.
For Chris Mefford, Garrett Johnston, Brandon Mefford, Brian McCann. Again, remind you guys, McCann made a pit stop for tires at lap 110.
Man, we're going green next time by. All right, man, line up on the inside row.
About 22 and a half laps to go, but we've probably run half of those or more under caution. Top 4 drivers made their pit stops at 87, 87, 86 for Garrett Johnston, and 87 for Brandon Mefford. Remember, Johnston was able to get to pit road, and then the caution came out. So he got that free pit stop early on.
Get ready.
That's why his pit was a lap sooner.
The pace car is in.
Top 3 drivers on older tires by comparison. Now, there was over a second of fall off from new to old in that long run that we had. Lap, I think, 27 on.
Green flag, you're back in fifth. The leader just did a
second row there, still quite a ways back. They got to get tightened up.
Outside.
I know they're trying to roll that start a little bit.
Stay low.
16 to go, and we take the green flag. It'll be Terzak up top with the lead. He's in control into the box, and he fires midway through. Decent reaction from Chris Mefford, but not quite enough. And he slams the door into turn 1, slides at the racetrack. Chris Mefford drives in deep, a little bit of contact, the left rear of the 51. They get away clean. Terzak's clear with the race lead. Brandon Mefford second. Sorry,
dang it.
Second. A little bit of a bump coming from the 40.
I was going to rip the top.
Let the 15 car by.
Back to start finish, 15 to go. Terzak, Mefford, Johnston, Mefford.
I can't do it now. It's too many yellows.
Man, you guys might tangle up and give me a top 5 out of this.
Nowhere to push it.
Looks like some good racing though.
And
I'm faster. I just can't get around him. It's track position.
And you didn't gain nothing that time, did you?
No.
See what happened here. The Black Monster Energy number 4 on the bottom
of the racetrack. Gonna have to dirt track send it.
Looks like
get her down in the brush.
Yeah, 15 about did something like that and almost lost it.
I think he was trying to turn down to give the 85 some space, but it ended up getting him loose.
Yeah, if I get in the corner too hard, I'm sliding it right into the fence. It feels like I'm driving on dirt.
44. Got the lucky dog. Let him by on the outside.
This is just cautions breeding cautions and increased aggression levels.
Pretty sure if the cautions didn't come out,
one lap,
I would have had
I believe, under the green flag earlier on.
The tire difference is there.
Since about halfway, things
after about
a little chaotic here.
4 laps of warming them up on a green flag run.
Four more. We do have 3 green-white checkered tips, though. Don't worry, your last name's not Steffens.
Pit road is closed.
Wally talking about me again.
So again, we're going to have a restart here with Terzak and Chris Mefford. And Chris has shown a propensity to push the issue on these restarts. It's really your best opportunity to get that position. Terzak's been quick. The more and more restarts that we get, the more and more opportunity Chris Mefford gets to watch what Terzak is doing and learn. When is he going in the box? Is he predominantly going as soon as he gets there? Or is
maybe Medford to get Chris Medford to get it.
I really don't expect
Chris and Brandon right there to.
Just because you're kind of opening up the.
They really looking at Kyle
behind you to fire, but you can time it a whole lot better.
They just need some green flag laps too.
All right, man, we're going green.
We've already seen Chris try to time it. He fired a little bit early by comparison, so he had to check up and let Terzak go back to the line first.
Brandon, just stay
But if he can nail this on the restart, guess right, might have a chance to clear the 51 on the exit of turn 2 if he can get there and stay alongside. It's gonna be a dogfight.
Get ready.
As Ken else would say.
The pace car is in. Green, green, green. The leader just did a.
Still the older tires at the front of the field. Ryan McCann hasn't been able to do anything with his, but we really haven't had a long enough stretch of green flag to see it
Stay low.
come to his benefit.
Stay low. There's a car on the high side.
There it is, green back in the air. Terzak gets the jump again.
All clear, all
Slow
clear.
start by Chris Mefford. Don't forget to check up with the guesswork.
All right, man, caution
Out
is
of
out.
two, it's
Caution is
Terzak,
out. Line
Mefford, and
up, single
Mefford.
file.
Battle
Get
for the
ready
fourth.
close.
Brandon, sorry, Garrett and Brian McCann.
Well, that was interesting. Most of the action came after the caution came out.
Hell, you might get a top third.
Kyle Terzak, as they come to this.
Oh no, poor Mefford smoked the inside wall.
In the fence, Terzak. Now Terzak continues his wreck in the middle of 1 and 2.
Yeah, I just wish he didn't come up to hit me. I think we're fine on damage though.
There's still fenders bouncing around on the front stretch.
Pit road is now open.
Man, oh man. Caution number 11, and this time it's with the top 3 drivers. Terzak looks hot.
Well, probably going to be a green-white checkered, isn't it?
I don't think he really
natural one.
That
Yeah,
could
probably
have a lot to do with it. We'll see. Go back and look at it here in just a moment.
I don't want to be on the inside. I think I got 0 chance down there.
Let's see how this shapes up. We'll go back a little further here because there was some contact between Terzak and Chris Mefford prior to the main incident here.
Car 75. Got the lucky dog.
So you see the 46, he gets down, big time run, just drives it deep. But he gets into the back of the 51. That's what upsets that truck, and it's going to put him in the fence here. It looks.
Chris,
indeed it is.
Chris walked him up the track a little bit.
Terzak gets Chris Mefford. I'm sorry, yeah. Chris Mefford to the inside.
And then they hit again.
And he's,
this is before the straightaway incident, wasn't it?
The door for Brandon Mefford on the bottom.
75. Car by. He had the position when the yellow
they come out of the turn 3 wide.
2 and 3. All.
I backed out of it when I saw that.
Off of 4.
I pretty much saw a wreck was coming.
Chris tries to come up knowing he's got his brother to the inside.
Position.
Makes contact with Terzak. And I don't know if Terzak.
Chris Mefford got the worst of it.
If that was from the contact of the 46, hard to say without being in the truck. But
Chris probably blew a motor.
Then Terzak from the flat comes up the racetrack. He gets into Garrett Johnston. Does Johnston spin this out too? Or does he save it? Looks like Garrett Johnston drives off. What a save for the 15. I want to see that. In real time. Looks like a non-wing sprint car out there.
Pit road is closed.
So we've got 5 laps to go on the board. Remember, if we run into an issue, we have.
Oh, you're all good, Kyle.
White checkered finish.
I don't think I got any damage.
Half of this race is going. I'd be willing to bet we're going to use at least one of them.
Instead of 1.
Terzak's going to restart here, I think, in about the 13th spot. He still hasn't come to pit lane, which kind of surprises me.
Thank you.
It doesn't.
Thank you.
It's only, I think,
You up here too. You
lead laps.
it could happen.
There's a ton of track position, but he would have some new tires. But
Same thing. Same thing you just witnessed right there might happen. I'm going for it.
Car lights are still on. So this might even send us to our first attempt.
You got no reason not to. You got the tires.
I know, right? I just gotta get the jump here.
We may actually have a natural green-white checkered out of this. We'll see how this plays out. Which would not count towards our allotment. It's like bonus overtime. It's a little redundant, but I guess we'll take it. So, across the stripe here, pace car lights are off.
Get ready.
So we will get the green flag with 2 laps to go.
Pace cars in.
So our first attempt at a green-white checkered finish won't even count towards our 3 green-white checkered finishes. So let's see how this one plays out. Do they get it done in the first attempt, which is unofficial? It's a natural GWC.
You're back in second. The leader just did a 48.09.
Pace car is in.
2 laps to go. Inside. All clear.
Johnston
all clear.
in control with the outside line. Fire as soon as he gets to the box. That's what I would do.
Got the white flag. That means one more
Yes,
lap
he
to
does.
go.
Good start. Good restart for Garrett Johnston. Slow restart for Brian McCann. Brandon Mefford goes to the inside. Looks like Mefford tried to time that perfectly, and he might have done just that. Gets to the inside, has to check up, though. Maybe a little contact with Mefford and McCann. Johnston holds the race lead now through 3 and 4. Looking for the white flag. Side by side for third. Funkhauser and Brandon Mefford. Off turn 4. White flag in the air. Final lap. We're going to finish it in regulation.
Not quite.
Johnston with the race.
I couldn't ever figure out how to get a run.
Closes the gap on the exit of turn 2. Drag race down the back.
I need more laps than that.
Just a few feet off the back bumper. McCann goes to the high side.
Thank you, Derek.
5 though.
McCann doesn't have enough.
Nice run with a broke truck.
Oh man, I want to
Good
drive
win.
by
Nice
it.
race.
You can look at it.
Gary Johnston takes the checkered flag in a thrilling finish here at IRP.
Hal, why are you ripping it?
Herzak's going to headhunt here, it looks like.
Looking good.
Eye on this.
Oh, it doesn't look so bad from the outside.
Tim Schofield trying to stop it, I guess. Can't imagine Terzak's looking for Garrett Johnston. I don't think he was a part of that. A little love tap.
Oh, Kyle roughing up the winner a little bit.
All right, well, that's a Terzak's just saying hi. I was hoping for some drama. It didn't happen, though. Well, Garrett Johnston going to celebrate here at the start-finish line.
This is the big first 3 cars wreck here.
I'm going to go talk to Wally for a minute.
Club didn't do what he had.
All right.
IRP, but come to find out, it's a race win.
Oh, Garrett would have spun there. This Kyle came up and hit him pretty good. What a save on his part.
With that, we'll step aside here, get our breaks out of the way, and we will be back with our top 3 after this. Stay with us.
I met Marcos Garza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding.
Oh, good race.
You can trust. And
yeah, man, good race.
A genuine.
Thanks.
Marcos has been
About time I won one of these damn things.
He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help. Oh, I think tires were the right call. It just, well, I don't know. Actually, I think all the cautions helped, but I think it was the last one that maybe didn't. I don't know.
Oh, no, I had speed. If we had any kind of measurable green run there, I was going to be out front.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. We were talking about it, and then there was 18 cars in the lead lap, and I'm like, oh god, no, with my luck this thing's gonna go green. I'm gonna burn them up trying to pass everyone. But he just kept picking them off one or two at a time, and then another caution. And
Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full service in-house brokerage, drop lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics LLC, proud sponsor of the Iroc series, Kyle Steffens UMP Modified and Silver Crown driver, and Cordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws late model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook.
Heck yeah, Chris. Just needed some green flag runs.
well, good job getting back up to third, Brandon.
Yeah, should have been better than that, but we'll take it.
Well, hell, I shouldn't have won it. So.
Back at IRP, race 3 of the Iroc Challenge Series in the books, and Garrett Johnston goes from a third-place finish last week at Auto Club to victory lane here this week at IRP. Let's get a word with the driver of the number 15 machine, Garrett Johnston, our race winner. You got a copy?
Hey, yes, sir, I do.
Garrett, congratulations. We talked last week about coming into here at IRP. You didn't seem so confident out about it, if I remember correctly. Maybe I'm wrong, but you had a strong truck here tonight, right up there in the top 3 all evening long. I know you got real lucky with almost a free pit stop during that almost caution period that turned into a caution. I don't know how much of a benefit it really was after the fact, but you battled.
I wanted to see what happened
here. Kept your nose to the grindstone and end up taking this race win. Walk us through it. How did you get to the front and eventually hold off hard charging Brian McCann on fresh tires?
Yeah, no, it was the epitome of luck for sure with that pit stop. It's almost like I planned it. But, you know, had tons of bad luck, especially at this track in the past. So it's nice to get something that goes our way.
Are y'all in my chat arguing?
You know, I feel like that kind of just helped me stay out front rather than taking a pit stop into the factor and everything that could come along with that. And after that, it was mainly just staying out of trouble.
I didn't really go.
Kind of got lucky again and
look at y'all's wreck.
Avoided the big one, so to speak, there at the end. All those guys battling up front, and then that last restart, I got probably my best restart of the night, probably only good restart of the night.
Where was it?
Held on for 2 laps, and I think that's all I probably could have held on for.
You know, we talked about those restarts a lot tonight. Obviously, we had a bunch of them to discuss, but one time we watched you with the race leader on the outside, and you waited till the very end of the restart zone to fire, which our opinion was it really gave Turzak the advantage because he could kind of say, all right, well, we're at the end of the zone. We're just going to fire right now. Because you kind of have to at that point. Then later on, this last restart,
if there's one thing to be said, that was a clean touch. It was definitely a touch.
And you decided to go.
Yeah, you know, you never try to be too predictable.
That's who was it that did that at Richmond?
When he was leading, he was tending to go towards the front end of it. So figured I'd do the opposite. And I think you hit the nail.
You got chased down in there a little bit, but the real wreck happened on the straightaway.
Got away with it.
Y'all saved it
up front and. It kind of went our way in the end, and it was a learning lesson with no repercussions.
Y'all saved it. Kyle, you turned down.
You take the checkered flag, the race win here at IRP. We look forward to Nashville Super Speedway next week. Certainly a big change from this place to that.
That's some good hard racing, though.
What's your thought process coming into that race next week? Any strategies at play or just trying to get acclimated with the racing surface being concrete?
No, I'm going to do what I always do, and that's...
Chris is right. Chris didn't wreck him.
And hope for the best.
That was going to be a bump and run right there.
Proof that...
I mean, they had it saved right here.
So we're going to keep
race is fine.
Mindset and just hope we can pull another rabbit out of the hat.
And then the 3 wide didn't work.
Finishes here at
now, Kyle probably didn't know y'all were 3 wide.
Looking forward to next week. Garrett, congratulations.
Brandon didn't really get 3 wide until right at the exit.
Thank you for doing this every weekend. I always enjoy listening and watching afterwards, and I know everyone else does as well. Thanks to Wally for putting the league on. Thanks to all the guys I race with Charity Motorsports.
In a second place finish this week, Brian, it's Steve in the booth. You got me?
I do.
Brian, congrats, man. A runner-up finish here at IRP tonight. You had those fresh tires that I think it might have been a bit of a gamble in your head when you came down at about lap 110, bolted those 4 fresh Goodyears on. But unfortunately, I don't think you or anybody could have foreseen that many cautions after the fact. Was that really the difference maker, not being able to fully utilize those fresh tires, or was it just the fact this place is so hard to pass?
Oh, definitely. There was a big tire difference. So if we didn't have all them yellows there, I would have been out front, I felt like. So that was really hurt me. You know, a caution come out, we only get to run like half a lap, so I wasn't really able to make a position or two for that half a lap. But the reason why I went to get tires in the first place, I was, third or fourth, whatever, but it's so hard to pass when the tires are equal. I was like, well, I got to do something. So I went in the pits and tried to gamble a little bit.
Well, it was an impressive gamble. We just unfortunately are not able to see that bear any real fruit tonight. You still finished second, but yeah, I think if it stayed green the whole way, I think we might have seen you in victory lane. It would have been fun to watch at least.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool track, and having not really many lanes to run, you had to kind of get a little creative, and we saw some bumping and hitting there, so I got really interested in. I think that was an overall pretty good race.
Tempers flared for sure. It was a fun one to watch. We look forward to next week as well out at Nashville Super Speedway. Once again, we go to a very different racetrack by comparison to where we are leaving. What's your thoughts about next week and maybe parking this thing in victory lane once again?
Oh, we're definitely going for it. Just have to see what happens. I think I've done some Nashville racing here recently, so I'm feeling pretty good about it. These trucks are a blast to drive. It's been about a year since I've driven them, but it seems like they've had some pretty good updates to them.
Well, it's been fun to watch so far. Already a few races into this season. Looking forward to more. Brian, again, congrats on the second place. Who do you want to thank?
My family, Wally for putting on the league, sponsors for helping us out, for you doing the broadcast, everybody watching tonight, drivers for showing up. Good turnout tonight. Thank you. Have a good one.
Brian McCann, you're
I lost my train of thought at the end. I think we got it all out, though. Turnout tonight. Thank you. Have a good one.
Brian McCann, your second place finisher here at IRP.
Who's this, Brandon up to talk?
Every week.
Yep. Same speech every week. He's already caught on.
Last but not least, we'll go to our third place finisher, Brandon Mefford. Get a word.
I guess I'm going to have to change it up a little bit.
In the booth. Brandon, it's Steve.
Steve's done called me out.
You got a copy?
Yep, I got you, Steve.
Brandon, congratulations. A third place finish here at IRP. You had a fast truck. We saw you in practice. You had a solid qualifying run, put it on the second row. A challenger all night long. You watched you beating off the back bumper of the 51 here, trying to get around him for a long time. This place is so tough to pass. What is the key to getting around here?
Well, you got to save your tires first and not burn the right rear or the right front off. You actually wear it out a little faster than the right rear. So if you could get in the corner and let the truck roll, and as soon as it rotates, get it turned down to the bottom and drive off the corner, that's where you're fast.
Last caution of the race. I want to go back to that and talk a little bit. You were to the inside of your brother and Kyle Terzak, 3 wide off of turn number 4 after some contact with the 46 and the 51. What was it from your?
I wonder if they made the trucks loose at that track. If it's anything like this, it might actually be some pretty good racing at Nashville as well.
Yeah, it looked like Chris got in there and was going to run the bottom, and I
know the Xfinity
take the high line.
It's tough to drive there.
Chris thought he was going to, so Chris was really rolling that.
Trucks would probably be pretty well balanced.
On them restarts, the bottom was pretty.
Oh, then we go to Pocono.
Got in there and got Kyle sideways, and looked like Chris checked up. It let me to get to the bottom, and I was like, well, this is going to be fun for the broadcast. I'm going to run it down here 3 wide into 1 and see what happens. And I don't know what happened after that. Next thing you know, Chris was coming down into me, and I see Kyle spinning to the inside, and I just hit the brakes to try to save my truck, and luckily I did, and ended up third there.
Short track chaos for sure here at IRP, and you're absolutely right. It was a blast for the broadcast. Sure, some hurt feelings there from behind you, but you end up in the third position. A solid run. I mean, you can't complain too much about it. The top 3 finish is a plus no matter where you go, but can we improve it going to next week? Nashville Super Speedway, a much faster racetrack, obviously a little more banking to work with, but different strategies abound as well. What's your game plan rolling into Nashville next week?
Well, my first game plan is going to be ahead of Brian, because that's one of the places that's technical, but you got to keep your momentum up. He's really, really good at that. So if we can get ahead of Brian,
Kyle's the one
have some trouble
out here leading it.
But going to have to save your tires there too. You can wear them out real easy, especially getting off into one. But it's one of the racetracks I really like. So hopefully we can go make some noise and pick up a win or two here.
Nashville,
capable of it.
We all should be pretty close.
And, I think at some point before this,
I think that's going to be a pretty easy track to drive.
Park that thing in victory lane. With that said, I know you've got some people.
I just don't think these trucks have enough power to do what the Xfinity car does.
I know you got a charity race coming up here relatively soon. Is there any details you feel like letting us know about ahead of time?
Yeah, to be honest, Steve, we're probably going to have to push the charity race back. Life's been pretty busy for those of us that help put it on, and we really haven't had a chance to sit down and iron some things out. So I think we're going to push it back unless we can hurry up and put something together. But as soon as we get the details, we'll definitely give them out to you so you can share them with all your leagues and all the people that you know, and hopefully put on a pretty good race for those guys. But I thought about canceling it, but man, it's just been too good a race, and we've done so much for those two charities. I really hate to do that. So we'll get together here soon and figure out exactly what we're going to do with it.
Well, certainly keep us posted, Brandon. Who else do you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, I got to shout out to Kyle and Brian and everybody that raced up front. Garrett had a good run, so great job to those guys. My brother's always good here, so it's good to see him get back on the sim and come out here and be battling for a win. So thanks, everybody. Put on a great show. Made the broadcast fun, I'm sure. But special thanks to Wally. He's been super busy here lately with working and moving and all that good stuff. So the fact that we've even got a race to do on Monday nights is incredible, and can't thank him enough for everything that he does for this league and all of us. Gives us a home to race. So really thankful for that. And then everybody back at Charity Motorsports, Zoe's Place, everybody that helps put this thing on. Brian Rick, probably didn't want his name out there, but he helps us keep this thing going too. So special thanks to him. And then shout out to you for doing the broadcast and giving us all something to cheer on and find out what we did wrong later on in the week when we're watching it.
There you go. Brandon, congrats on third place, man. Good luck next week.
Thanks, Steve. Appreciate you.
Brandon Mefford, your third place finisher here at IRP.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and end it there. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for sticking around. See you tomorrow night.